Like any good school, learning from failure isn't free. The tuition is paid in discomfort or loss and having to start over. Every negative has a positive. Push a negative hard enough and deep enough that it will break through into its counterside. We will not be stopped by failure. We will not be rushed or distracted by external noise. We will chisel and peg away at the obstacle until it is gone. Resistance is futile. We react emotionally, get despondent, and lose our perspective. All that does is turn bad things into really bad things. Unhelpful perceptions can invade our minds, that sacred place of reason, action, and will, and throw off our compasses. First, see clearly. Next, act correctly. Finally, endure and accept the world as it is. We blame our bosses, the economy, our politicians, other people, or we write ourselves off as failures or our goals as impossible, when really only one thing is at fault: our attitude and approach. Take the trouble you're dealing with and use it as an opportunity to focus on the present moment. There are far more failures in the world due to a collapse of will than there will ever be from objectively conclusive external events. Knowing that life is a marathon and not a sprint is important. Conserve your energy. Understand that each battle is only one of many, and that you can use it to make the next one easier. If an emotion can't change the condition or the situation you're dealing with, it is likely an unhelpful emotion, or quite possibly a destructive one. Great times are great softeners. Is there a chance? Do I have a shot? Is there something I can do? Wherever we are, whatever we are doing, and wherever we are going, we owe it to ourselves, to our art, to the world to do it well. We tell ourselves that we'll get started once the conditions are right, or once we are sure we can trust this or that, when, really, it'd be better to focus on making do with what we've got, on focusing on results instead of pretty methods. Life speeds on the bold and favors the brave. Just because the conditions aren't exactly to your liking, or you don't feel ready yet, doesn't mean you get a pass. If you want momentum, you'll have to create it yourself, right now, by getting up and getting started. Don't let the negativity in. Don't let those emotions even get started. Just say, "No, thank you. I can't afford to panic. This can't harm me. I might not have wanted it to happen, but I decide how it will affect me. No one else has the right." Many of our problems come from having too much. Rapid technological disruption, junk food, traditions that tell us the way we're supposed to live our lives. Settle in for the long haul and then try each and every possibility, and you'll get there. When people panic, they make mistakes. They override systems. They disregard procedures, ignore rules. They deviate from the plan. They become unresponsive and stop thinking clearly. They just react. Problems become opportunities. You can always remind yourself, I am in control, not my emotions. I see what's really going on here. I'm not going to get excited or upset. Great entrepreneurs are never out of the game for long. They slip many times, but they don't fall. Our actions may be impeded, but there can be no impeding our intentions or dispositions, because we can accommodate and adapt. The mind adapts and converts to its own purposes the obstacle to our acting. Welcome to the power of perception, applicable in each and every situation, impossible to obstruct. It can only be relinquished. A man's job is to make the world a better place to live in, so far as he is able, always remembering the results will be infinitesimal, and to attend to his own soul. When you have a goal, obstacles are actually teaching you how to get where you want to go, carving you a path. Speculation led to disaster, he realized, and he needed to always ignore the mad crowd and its inclinations. It's really just taking action, whether that's approaching someone you're intimidated by or deciding to finally crack a book on a subject you need to learn. It is the act of turning what we must do into what we get to do. If the event must occur, amor fati, a love of fate, is the response. Socrates had a mean, nagging wife. He always said that being married to her was good practice for philosophy. What is the meaning of life? As though it is someone else's responsibility to tell you. Instead, he said, the world is asking you that question, and it's your job to answer with your actions. Oh, how blessed young men are who have to struggle for a foundation and beginning in life. To prevent becoming overwhelmed by the world around us, we must, as the ancients practiced, learn how to limit our passions and their control over our lives. Action and failure are two sides of the same coin. One doesn't come without the other. To one person, a situation may be negative. To another, that same situation may be positive. It's three interdependent, interconnected, and fluidly contingent disciplines: perception, action, and the will. To whatever we face, our job is to respond with hard work, honesty, helping others as best we can. Persistence is an action. Perseverance is a matter of will. One is energy, the other, endurance. Because though our doubts and self-doubts feel real, they have very little bearing on what is and isn't possible. The impediment to action advances action. What stands in the way becomes the way. You don't convince people by challenging their longest and most firmly held opinions. You find common ground and work from there. Sometimes, staying put, going sideways, or moving backward is actually the best way to eliminate what blocks or impedes your path.